Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I have got Danny the flexi hand out and I'm going to be doing an Easter design on her nails. So I have already cut up some of my decals from the Queen of Decals and I've just placed them on a wet cotton pad so they can soak through. Also in this set I am using my size 10 Galaxy brush from Glitter Planet, and then I've got Team Gorgeous Cream Soda, Clear Candy, and for colour today I'm using Sponge Cake, Hippy Shake, and finally Love Heart. And I think these three colours together are just spring perfection. So on this first nail I am using Cream Soda and I'm just using this for a sort of base colour. I'm going to be adding glitter, decals, you name it, on the top of this one. So keeping it nice and thin, like I said, it's literally just there for a bit of colour in the background. So tucked it in at the cuticle, just swiping my brush round to get that nice clean line, patting it down at the free edge so it's nice and thin. Moving on to a bit of colour, and you cannot tell me that yellow is not spring in an acrylic. It is just perfect in my book. So we're going to be doing an ombre on this nail, so I placed a smallish bead sort of in the middle of the nail, feathered it back just to help with the blend, and then pulled it down the nail, keeping it nice and thin, making sure I've got full coverage right to the tip. And if you hadn't worked it out, I'm doing exactly the same on this nail, but with Hippy Shake. And those two colours together are just so pretty in my opinion. I've done this combination a few times in different sets and I just love it. And last but not least, I'm doing exactly the same thing on this finger with Love Heart. Now I love using the Team Gorgeous colours in this way because they are so pigmented. You do only need a small amount, which helps you to work really thin for adding glitters and then capping. So they are lovely coloured acrylics to work with. Moving on to a bit of sparkle, and I have got Pink Delight, Lilac Delight and Lemon Delight from Glitter Planet. Loving these glitters at the moment. And then a little bit of Night Light for extra sparkliness. So I'm going to do a 3-colour ombre on the thumbnail. So starting at the cuticle with the pink, I picked up a mega farty small bead, so I needed a little bit more. I always like to start with a small bead at the cuticle to keep it nice and neat, but that was just a tad too small. So just picking up small amounts with wet acrylic and then using the very tip of my brush just to poke it and prod it into place. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going in with the next colour, which is this lovely lilac, but I am then going to go back to the pesky hairs getting caught behind these nails. As I was going to say, I will go back in to the pink just so that I can work on that blend so it's not so much a straight line. More hair, and then in with that lovely lemon colour. So again, just poking it into place, patting it down to keep it nice and thin, and then just going back in where I need to so I can get a nice blend between those colours. I mean, it's not vital that it was a perfect blend because I actually added decals, but you know me, I like things to be just so. And then for added sparkliness, I went over with a little bit of Night Light, just to give it a little bit of a pop of sparkle. I'm loving Night Light at the moment. So then I'm going to add 3 Easter egg decals to this nail. I've got a lilac egg, a yellow egg and a pink egg, so it really fitted in with the theme. And I'm just placing them all onto this nail on top of that wet acrylic because that will help it to stick down, and then just patting it into place. Now the nail itself with the glitter is not completely flat, so they might look a little bit wrinkly, but that's fine for this particular nail because of the glitter. And I'm just going to leave that to set into place. moving back to the middle finger, very small amount of clear acrylic, and then going in with my Happy Easter decal and just applying it onto that acrylic, pushing it down, pulling out any little wrinkles and things, and there it is. So that clear acrylic just works as a bit of glue. And now I'm just going to tap in a little bit of glitter around the edge, basically, just keeping it off the decal. Didn't keep it off the decal, and then I managed to wipe away the Y. Why did I wipe away the Y? But you get the idea of what it says. So just patting in a very thin, small amount of glitter. I probably did overdo it slightly at the tip, but it was fine once I filed it. Just a tad more of the lemon, and then I am going to pop on a little bit of the Nightlight because I love Nightlight. I used to have a Nightlight when I was a child, just, you know, going off on a completely different tandem there. Right, back to the action, leaving all that glitter to set into place, and I'm going to finish off these ombres with cream soda. So because these nails are quite teeny tiny, I was able to place that bead at the cuticle, really tap it and tuck it in at the cuticle, and then just fade it down over top of that colour. Just adding a little bit more where I feel I need to, draining out some of that liquid if necessary, and just again keeping it nice and thin, because I decided to add a little bit more Nightlight because that's all you need to know. So doing exactly the same on this next finger, so there you can see me tucking it in at the cuticle and the side walls, and then just dragging it down the nail, really pulling it down so that it's blended out, and where I feel I need a little bit more coverage, just adding it in. And then tap, 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 a little bit of Nightlight, just going straight on because that acrylic is still wet. And then finally the same thing on this nail. Couldn't really tell the blend between these two colours because they were quite similar, but yeah, I still liked it. So just tucking it in, pulling it down, using, oh, touch more, just using my brush to make sure it's nice and thin and neat and all blended together, and then wet brush into that glitter and tapping it on. Tap, 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 tap. Right, I'm just going in with a very little bit of clear acrylic on the yellow and pink ombre nails. This is to even it out slightly and give me that little bit of glue to apply some bunnies. So I've got a bunny with a yellow bow on this finger, just pushing it down, no, yeah, sticking it down, pulling out any wrinkles gently because they are fragile, you don't want to rip them because that would make me cry. And then just doing the same on this one, and this bunny's got some flowers. And now we're getting into, well, towards the end of the set, so I'm going to cap them all. So I have sped this up ever so slightly because, let's face it, capping is probably one of my least favourite bits, behind filing, you know, capping, because it's no fun in capping in my opinion. It's a must-have important part of the set, but it's not getting creative. So just sped this up, and I'm taking the fingers off after I've done it because it just was much easier to hold them. So just popping my bead on, tucking it in at the cuticle, pulling it down the nail, and yeah, that's that. Adding a bit more at the tip if it needed coverage, just making sure the whole nail is fully encapsulated in clear acrylic. Once I have done all of that, I will let them set, and I have filed them off camera. So when I have done all of that, we'll be back to finish off the set. all filed, ready to go, and I've got my silly string from Glitter Planet, and I'm just going to be pulling it over the Lilac ombre nail with this is a striping brush from Ink London, I think. So I'm literally holding the pot just underneath, dipping my brush in to pull up that string, and then just wiping it across the nail. And I thought it got good here because I sort of picked up a few strands at a time. Then just pulling away that excess with my other hand, and just going over the other side to add a bit of a crisscrossy effect. And you just do this until you're happy with the design, and then I'm going to cure it. And today I'm using my Super Gloss Nail Mate top coat from Glitter Planet, and so I'm just going in with a nice coat of that over each of the nails, making sure it's fully covered and capping the free edge. And this is a really, really nice super glossy top coat. So yeah, I thought I'd mix things up a little bit and use this one for a change. So once they are all top coated, I will pop them into my LED lamp for a 60-second cure, and then that will be the end of this design. So I just want to say I hope you've all had a fantastic Easter weekend, had lots of fun with family and friends or whatever you were doing, and I hope you may have all had an Easter egg or two from the Easter Bunny. Were you all good like that? So if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget, as always, I will pop any discount codes and all the product details in the description box for you. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye for now. Mwah!